The 2012 US elections are on track to be the highest spending political race in the history of mankind. It'll reach $6 billion, according to the Center for Responsive Politics. The surge comes because of a massive boom for outside spending groups known as super PACs. The White House race alone is projected to reach $2.5 billion, which will be mostly spent on attack ads like this one, pumped into the homes of people living in key battleground states.
Tell President Obama for real job growth, cut the debt.
Corporations can't give directly to campaigns, but individuals can contribute up to $2,500 per candidate.
And Mitt Romney will never convince us he's on our side.
But for the 2012 race, donations are flooding into outside organizations which support candidates but are not part of their official campaign.
In 2010, the Supreme Court ruled in a case called Citizens United that corporations can spend unlimited money to influence the outcome of an election. Now, this led to the creation of what are called super PACs, which have the ability to raise unlimited amounts of money from any source, corporation, union, individual, and spend that money to influence the election.
A much larger share of these super PACs are Republican-backed.
We can do better than Barack Obama. We must do better.
They also set up separate non-profit entities, enabling donors to remain anonymous. The Republican Jewish Coalition is one such organization.
All the super PACs did, to the extent that the Republicans have any advantage in the super PACs, really is a way to diffuse the tremendous impact that unions had for so long in terms of supporting the Democrats. It's a way to balance off the hundreds of millions of dollars that the Democrats have been spending for decades in support of the Democrats.
The Center for Responsive Politics estimates that aside from the $2.5 billion to be spent on the presidential race, another $2.8 billion will be spent on party, congressional and other outside spending. Members of Congress devote a significant portion of their time meeting with lobbyists who are paid for their insider knowledge in Washington to represent interest groups, industry sectors and corporations.
We need to worry about the extraordinary and very unfair advantage and influence that these super lobbyists have in Washington, D.C. This city is crawling with worms. These are people who get in the door of an elected official and dangle money in front of him, and it works time and time again. It's happening to both parties. I would say the Democrats are a little bit worse, but we got to be honest. It's something that's corrupted both parties, and yes, we should worry about that.
But because the influence of money in politics is so pervasive in both parties, the likelihood of major changes to the system is very low. Also, conservatives generally oppose government standing in the way of the rights of individuals and corporations to decide how they spend their money.
I think the public is allowed to give whatever they want to give. Understand that the super PACs was a way around bad laws.
On the flip side, advocates for more regulation say the current system is unfair to those who can't afford to play the influence game.
I think that in order to make democracy work in a capitalist society, you need to put some sort of firewall up between the economic sphere and the political sphere. Inherent in the premise of democracy is that we all come to the table as political equals. And so when an individual or a corporation is able to translate their economic success into political power, that means that the size of your wallet is determining the volume of your voice.
Pew Research says that only 25% of the American public knows a lot about these emerging political giants, the super PACs. But most political analysts agree that the money they raise and spend on TV ads attacking the other side does have a major impact on influencing voter perceptions. This is Nina Maria Potts for JN1 in Washington.